live.
Ooh, that's a
gentlemen.
problem because I am not sober.
But
let's go with it.
that's a nice transition, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's nice as hell. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone to Fandible Office Hours. I am Professor David. This is Professor Jesus, and that is Professor Daniel.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, we are all specialists in different fields, and we are here to answer your questions until we decide to wander out of the office
And into the cold.
And into the cold.
Deep, dark cold.
I mean, it's getting better. Temperature-wise, anyway.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
not
it's
slow-wise,
still a void of existential nothingness
Oh, no,
outside,
we're
but it's,
broken.
it's a springtime void of existential nothingness.
But you love the cold.
Yes. But look, if I had my choice, we would enter an eternal springtime that never quite gets to summer, just edging through eternity. Barring that, an eternal autumn that never quite gets to winter. Personally, I'd actually go with the eternal autumn that never quite gets to winter, rather than the spring that never gets to summer.
Because we have eternal Halloween.
Yeah.
This is where we meet.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see that. That's nice.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in our offices to answer your questions. Please leave them in the chat if you wish. We are open to any sort of nerdery or questions about our respective hairstyles or our beards. So we are here in Brooklyn, so our beards are fair game.
Bold and evil goatee for me.
Yes.
Bald and what?
Evil goatee.
Evil goatee. I thought I see eagle goatee.
That also works.
And I was very interested in how that worked. How about you, Dan?
Oh, this is just the beard of eternity. It's there forever.
Is that what the style is called?
I presume. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's called. I own like a $50 like electric razor, and I trim it every couple months.
Cool.
I'm hip with it. That's the style. I asked for that specifically at the barbershop, and that's what they gave me.
Yep.
So they gave you the eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to know. I'd like to call this the employed. So, gentlemen, we've had a hell of a week.
Oy.
It's been personally a hell of a week with work stuff and life stuff. And so we were sitting down for a drink because let's not beat around the bush. We are going to record a Fandible Rebel Radio after this recording.
That we are.
Yeah. So Billy and Angela, the adults of the group, are not going to be in attendance, and because of that, we are going to be having a fun little time, just a fun little time with ourselves and maybe a one-page RPG.
Yeah.
Or we're going to crack open an RPG that we know very well, myrtleize it, and then record that as well. But with that in mind, gentlemen, we've played a lot of RPGs. And we like to drink for Rebel Radio. That's kind of the whole Rebel Radio thing. True. Can you think of any games, both role-playing games or board games, that would be fun to drink to? And that's not like... It can be both of it's fun to drink with because it's, nonsense, mechanically or narratively, but also because it's so easy mechanically, it almost encourages it. And I'll start with Fiasco. Fiasco is one of my goddamn... I actually have called it a party game in the past.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong.
Yeah.
True.
So, I would say Fiasco is one of the best party games, drinking games ever. Excuse me.
I can definitely see that, getting a couple of drinks in. You get you're somewhat sober when you do the initial. Like, just make sure you guys have your connections and everything. But then you get a couple of drinks in as you basically unfold the story. Were we drinking when we had the superhero version of Fiasco?
I think so,
Must have
maybe.
been.
No, we weren't drinking. It just got dumb really quickly.
Yeah. Because that's Fiasco.
Yeah, it's Fiasco in a nutshell. But yeah, I could easily see like little sober when you're trying to put the world together, and then once that ends, just start drinking.
Well, that's because Fiasco is meant to be based on just going with whatever nonsense comes out of a person's mouth, right? Mm-hmm. So it's yes and to the nth degree.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I've thought of a perfect game for you, David, to play drunk. What was it? Munchkin? Something about hats, I think, happened. Like, can't figure out how many hats should be on one head.
You know, I think we deleted that from the list.
Okay,
I don't think we recorded that.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Munchkin, I somewhat famously, off air, played with Fandible years ago, and too intoxicated to understand what words were, decided to argue the premise of what a hat was. This is not a joke.
No.
Billy won the argument.
He did.
By virtue of the fact that he does not drink, he definitely had the eyes of a man who had walked into a insanity realm and did not know what was going on. But, excuse me. Yeah, so hats are hard. Dan, what about a drinking game?
You know, look. Okay, so I want to cheat. I want to cheat and use one of my own games, Three Goblins in a Trench Coat, in which drinking is in fact one of the first things that you're told to do in the game. And in fact, it should be played drunk. And if you do not play it drunk and do not have a good time, you have no one to blame but yourself. It was in the goddamn instructions. It's not that hard.
To be clear, though, if you do not drink, please play whatever game we recommend. They can be absolutely fun.
It's true.
Regardless of intoxication. But Three Goblins in a Trench Coat, you can play it sober.
You can. I can't stop you. I would if I could, though. I would if I could. That's all I'm saying. But no, Dave is right. Don't drink if you don't want to. That said, if you do want to drink, I mean, it's in the instructions.
Yep.
But not cheating and not using my own game. I would have to say Monopoly. I would have to say...
You bastard. Say Monopoly, you're off the fucking airwaves.
A good... Hungry Hippo, maybe, but it requires... I mean, that's the thing, though. Hungry Hippo, Drunken Hungry Hippo, so Drunky Hippo, I guess. But that also just seems like a recipe for a fist fight at some point. Yep. You know, it's no Monopoly.
What about Mousetrap?
Oy,
fucking Mousetrap.
Dude, I can't put that shit together like sober, stone cold
That's
sober.
the fucking game. Can you put it together before you even play?
You know what's a weird one that might be work? Small World.
Like
you're playing Small World, and I could easily see, like, if you get a couple drinks in you, like, arguing that your civilization would survive an apocalypse. And like, no, my civilization hasn't gone downhill. It's still out there. It's like they're hidden in the forests. The elves are hidden in the forest, waiting for their time to rise again.
But you're playing dwarf.
Okay. Rise again, the elves.
I'm playing undead. Playing undead.
Yep.
Gonna play a card. Play undead again. Yeah, that's a broken ass game. I love that game. We should definitely play board games.
Yes.
On air at some point. Yeah, I love that. What was the game that involved like a rolling boulder from the 90s, like Adventure or like Volcano Island?
Volcano Run or something like that. Like something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I love the moving pieces board games that that like keep a player. Well, I mean, they're just a little miniature that's gonna get knocked over or whatever.
I mean, there's still there's not as many of those as there used to be, right? There used to be a lot more of those games coming out all the time, but now there's still a few. I know there's one that was fairly recent and it has a really interesting mechanic, and I'm completely flaking on the name because I'm trying to pull it from my head and no. But the mechanic is it's kind of meant to be played in the dark or in a dim room, or I think just in a room where you can turn off the lights, and it's like you are kids hiding in a forest, and I guess there's like a monster or creature or something going around the forest, and so you have to make sure that you are in a place, like basically on the board there are like little trees, and you can kind of hide yourself behind the trees and other obstacles, and every so often, like, play stops, the lights go off, and the monster or whatever it is has a light, and physically, like, you'll see, like, the figurine has a light, so you'll see the shadows that it casts. And
Tristan
if your
says, is it nyctophobia?
might be
We have nyctophobia. I bought that.
that might be it, yeah.
I bought that. No, nyctophobia is about hiding from a vampire. Except, nyctophobia is amazing because, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm very burpy. It's
That
great
would
to
be
be
the
on
alcohol.
camera.
It's all right. It's all right. I mean, I'm the one sitting next to you, so it's fine.
Yes. There's a reason I'm all the way over here.
Thank you.
problem.
So nyctophobia, I bought it. Everybody has to wear blinding glasses, so
Okay.
they cannot see. I don't think it's great for drinking.
No.
But nyctophobia, we're gonna play it, and if it kills me, we're gonna record it. So, go on.
Yeah.
No, that was just it. Like, basically, when when the lights go off and the lantern is casting its shadows, you want your figurine to be in the shadows, and otherwise,
Interesting.
you get caught. I'll look it up and find it.
Okay.
But yeah. I mean, there are still like games with like sort of gimmicky. There's a gimmick to the board itself. There's just not quite as many as there used to be.
Yeah. No, I like that. I mean, House on Haunted Hill definitely can be played drunk, or at
It
least
has been
under
played drunk.
Yes.
under some circumstances. But you know what cannot be played drunk? Though I have played it drunk. You get real loosey goosey with the rules. Arkham.
Oof.
Yeah. Arkham is, god damn, that is a tough game. That is a tough game in the best of days. But if you play loosey goosey with the rules and you just want to have fun, yep, Arkham Horror is some of the most fun.
Seriously, especially when you go full on role. I remember once we were playing with Tex, like me, David, and Tex were just playing together, and there was one instance where I think Tex became the sheriff.
Yep.
And then, and basically, I pulled a card where basically I have to go like convince the sheriff to do something. I don't remember what.
Yep.
And basically, we role played a moment of him just being a fucking corrupt sheriff asshole.
Yeah, because he was playing the criminal.
Yeah.
He was playing like the fucking like mob enforcer, and he just randomly became the sheriff, and he was like, "Yes, now is the time." And that's when like the whole like the cosmic horror took a second place, took a backseat to the role playing.
Yeah. Motherfucker shot me with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Arkham, and
Yeah,
he was
fair.
the sheriff.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm sure you were jaywalking.
Yeah.
Yep. They don't fuck around.
No, not in
That's
Arkham.
true.
No.
We
Wild
should see
West, not that wild actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Turns out.
Very big on traffic laws.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So with games that are party games, right? There are options for other games to be more rules light. So, for instance, like Shadowrun has Shadowrun Anarchy, and Dungeons and Dragons has people who don't care about Dungeons and Dragons rules, just going with D&D settings. There are also a bunch of movies that are based on some movies and TV shows that are based on some real just nonsense geek properties. And we have watched a bunch of them.
Yes.
What movie, if you could sit down a bunch of strangers that you think are kind of geek oriented and show them a RPG or RPG adjacent movie to basically laugh at, yell at the screen, have a drink, have some food, have some soda, and just have a good time enjoying, but also enjoying like the nonsense of the movie, what would you show them? And I'm gonna go ahead and say the Tom Hanks RPG movie.
Oh Jesus!
No, Dark Dungeons.
Oh, you mean the
Dark-
like the Christian propaganda, like D&D will fucking destroy your lives?
Because it would either be that or Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk.
No, because I'm not gonna say Krull, because Krull, I think, is a genuinely good movie.
Yeah, fair.
I think Krull is a genuinely good movie, and if you laugh at it, fine, but it's still a good movie.
Yes.
I would say Mazes and Monsters with a young Tom Hanks, who is a kid who plays too much equivalent D&D and then loses his mind and believes he is his own character, and it is from the absolute well of D&D fear of a satanic panic.
Yes.
And it's a nonsense movie. It is a nonsense movie. But you have to remember, I think it would be fun because it's America's dad. It's Tom fucking Hanks, who, is just absolute gold. And this is one of his first shows. Or movies. Not Bosom Buddies, which, we can take or leave. Didn't maybe age too well. But it's Tom Hanks. So that'd be my guess.
For me, it would be, I can't remember if it was the second or third Conan the Barbarian movie. Where there
was a third?
I think there was a third. Wasn't there a third? I know
there
there
were
was
two with Arnie.
Okay, so the second one, where basically like he joins basically a party to try to save a princess.
Yes.
And by the end, they're facing off against an avatar of a god.
Yep.
To try to kill it, and that is basically D&D in a nutshell, in a more like sword and sorcery type setting, but still like this. It is a D&D party with everyone wearing loincloths in a barbarian like way, trying to fight the big bad.
That's a really good one, and I want to expand upon this. The idea is you have a party or a group of people hanging out, doing whatever, and you just don't put it on the screen. You put it on a broadcaster, a
Projector.
Thank you, projector.
Yes.
Jesus,
We've been drinking.
No, that's just me. That's just me, like, being in front of a camera, and, like, I've edited my Shadowrun games. There were so many times where I forget what the word car is. But yeah, projector, and like, people watch it or they don't, but it's this fun kind of drive-in feel, which I want to do here. So badly when Fandible is all in attendance. But I've done it once for a birthday party. We played Willow, and we played the first Star Wars. So A New Hope. On the wall of our neighbor's building. It was fucking fantastic. So, with that in mind, sorry, you said
Conan, the second Conan movie.
All right. And Dan, any ideas?
Here's the problem. Almost all of them are just D&D or D&D adjacent. It's all fantasy flicks. Like, I'm trying to think of one that's not a fantasy flick.
Jupiter Ascending.
Don't know if that would...
I mean, that's more like science. You're like...
I mean, that's just general sci-fi. No, like, it has to be something that has that RPG feel, which the only thing I can think of right now is fucking Star Wars, actually.
I can think of one that is not D&D. Like, you look at it, it's not D&D. But it might be a game that we play in the future. And I have a question. Or a statement. You remind me of the Babe.
Is there a Labyrinth RPG?
There is a Labyrinth RPG out
It's
already.
literally to your left, and we are
well,
going to run
there
it
we
when Fandible is in attendance.
That'll do it. That'll do it then.
Yep.
There you go. I mean, that's still fantasy, though.
Yeah.
But
watching
also,
a movie with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the Rocky Horror Picture Show of nerd movies, right? God, now that I say it out loud, I kind of want to organize
Oh, shit.
Like,
If you want sci-fi, The Last Starfighter.
Oh, shit.
A team of basically ace pilots going
Yeah,
against
yeah.
a great evil.
Yeah,
I haven't watched
that's
that
not a
movie
bad
in
idea.
so
I mean,
long.
there's scenes where you're in your pilots like
Yeah.
rolling in your ships, and other scenes where you're like on land talking with individuals trying to figure out by stuff. Yeah,
I dig that. I like
Yeah,
that
I like
one.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's why I want to see that movie again. It's been a while.
it's been a good movie. It's a good movie. Aren't they remaking it? I heard they were.
Oh,
remaking
they
it.
probably
God,
are,
they're
aren't they?
remaking everything.
Yeah.
So we've got, like, gaming adjacent or D&D adjacent. movies. We've got a question from. I can't see.
No, it's disaster tourism. It's not a question. It says, "Hey, hi guys, how you doing? Hey,
It's going well.
Hey,
How you
what's
doing?
going on?
Yep.
Disaster. That's okay. That's the short of your name.
Yep.
That's. I mean,
It's just.
I've had worse nicknames.
It's disaster tourism, so he's watching the horror. He's not actually the horror.
Have I told you guys about the nicknames I've had throughout my life? Because my initials are D&D.
oh boy."
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Have you guys had bad nicknames?
No, I have the most generic Hispanic name in existence, so there's nothing to joke about in my end.
You've never gotten a nickname.
Okay, well.
Oh.
I think I told the story once where basically I was in high school. I went to a high school in Connecticut, a boarding school, and there was this girl who
Classic Hispanic.
Exactly.
Central.
Exactly, of course. But no, there was this one time where this girl I knew for like 2 years. She comes up to me, she's like, "Jesus." I'm like, "Yeah." "Your name is Jesus." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I always thought that your name was Zeus." I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Well, because whenever people call you that, I thought they were saying, 'Hey, Zeus.'" I'm like, "Okay. Anyway, see ya." And then she just walks away. I'm like,
Viewers.
"What?"
Viewers, tell us in the comments if you want us to refer to him as Zeus from now on.
Yes.
Well,
Because I love that
I will
idea.
say this. There was a toga party in high school, and I did go in as Jesus Eccles, the god of love. I wore a toga and everything.
Zeusicles. Oh, hey, Zeusicles.
Yes.
Hey, Zeus, please. Am I right?
I was the god of love, so I didn't know how to. Not in high school, but later on.
Later on,
Yes.
sometime in the future. yeah.
Sometime in the future. It
Yeah.
definitely, sadly, was not in high school because I was a fat nerd.
It is
fat.
so wild.
I was
about you.
300 pounds, motherfuckers.
Are you serious?
I was a big boy. I did football, where basically I was just lineman, where I just stood there and got hit because I was a big boy.
Yep.
Like, actually, no, I wasn't always. My heaviest was 300, but I was usually on like the 280, 270 mark.
God damn.
I
though.
ate a lot.
Yeah.
I liked food. Food was good.
It's so weird. You're like one of the most svelte people I have in my life ever met.
That was a little. Honestly, I started doing that a little after college. I think. Yeah, after college is when I really started like working out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I never started working out.
No, but did you have a nickname?
No, I did not. Nobody ever called me anything but Dan. And Dan or Danny, yeah, that was it. Those people in my life
Can we call you Danny?
No, I'd rather you didn't, actually.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
How about Danny Boy?
I mean, I've heard that one before.
Danny Boy?
Yeah, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling. Yeah.
Well, I mean, now knowing what I know about you and your pastimes,
Yeah, no.
the pipes are
The pipes
calling.
are in fact calling. They have called. I'm on the line with the pipes right now.
The pipes are calling. They're on line 1. They'd love to talk to you.
Okay.
They're on 420. Just hit the button. I've had a stupid amount of nicknames. That's why I bring it up. An absolutely ridiculous amount of nicknames.
I mean, you can call me D-Rod 420. I'll take it. You know,
I mean, well, viewers, here we go. We've also got Disaster Tourism says...
they've had folks call them worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair. So my initials are DD. And in my first job, which was at a grocery store, you had a little sign-in sheet. Excuse me. God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. But we had a sign-in sheet, which would be the schedule. And so everybody at the department would see DD, and that inevitably led to some nicknames. Now, I've had a lot of nicknames over the years. Most of my friends call me David or Donnelly when usually they want to get my absolute attention. And my initials are DAD. So that has also been a factor. But DD, in this particular job, gave birth to countless different nicknames. And my favorite two, most memorable too, it bears mentioning I was maybe 17 when I got this job, 18. And so it was a bunch of teenagers, early 20-somethings, hanging out. And one of my friends, who's still a friend of mine, Reno, would call me D squared, which I thought was clever.
Okay.
D squared.
All right.
Very clever. He loved calling me D squared. Another friend of mine saw a double D and called me Titties.
I thought that's where you were going, but I was hoping it wasn't.
And I don't mean quietly. Like, I showed up to work one day, through the doors of the department. He was across at least 150 feet away. He looked up from the counter and yelled, "Titties!"
Wouldn't Double D make more sense?
He played hockey and got hit in the head a lot.
Okay.
He's actually a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy.
But he legitimately thought your name was Titties, though. Like, it wasn't so much a nickname as that's what he called you.
Yep. When he quit, he just shook my hand and said, like, "Titties McDaniels, it's been an honor."
Yes. Yeah. And I was a perfect gentleman. I never once tried to motorboat you.
Yeah, so I got that. I got double D. I got D squared. I got D's nuts. I got the Disness, which I thought was kind of fun.
Okay, that's pretty fun. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of nice.
It's a rap name. Can't wait for your single.
Yep, a guy called me Double Double, which I thought was kind of fun. Yeah, so I've had a lot of nicknames. And God, it's disappointing that I'm gonna come up with nicknames for y'all.
I mean, you have to, yeah. That's the thing. You can't like give yourself a nickname. It's got to be something that comes from outside.
Exactly.
Apparently, we did not have people in our lives with the creative impetus to yell "titties" across the bar at us, like from across the room. So.
Yeah. So where I come from, you come up with nicknames for people you care about.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. I've called you Young Heezy once in a while, Jesus.
Yep.
And Young Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah. So, viewers, help me come up with some nice little nicknames for these two fine, strapping young gentlemen. Ooh. That would be nice. The majority of work cannot go to me. I have too many things going on, obviously. Fair enough. So, we have... So, we have been doing some. We've been doing some changes to office hours. We hope that you've been enjoying the office hours, and we've been doing some alterations in order to make it more Ken Doyle. Is that?
Yeah.
What's Ken Doyle say?
Most recent one they've had is Setback for stabbing people in Call of Duty and reducing their score. That's a hell of a nickname.
That's a great
Setback.
Nickname. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good one. I like Setback. It's like a call name.
Yeah. Oh, Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So we've been working on some stuff for office hours, and one of the things that we've worked on is coming up with a better... with a better structure for office hours, or at least a structure that we can work on beforehand, aside from this method. And we've come up with something that we think you might like. And Dan, do you have a...
Yeah, no, we did actually record one of our planning sessions, and I mean, just lucky that we kind of got this on tape, because moments like this, like those kind of writers' room moments that just escape, it's so easy to lose, and I'm glad we recorded this, and folks, you get this exclusive view into our creative process here, so here we go.
It's the found footage of Fandible.
Yeah, it really is. Okay,
enjoy.
So here we go.
Oh man, good point.
Didn't say anything.
Saved by the Bell was a great show. Did they ever come out with an RPG for that?
How would they even do that?
I bet we could find one that fits. The 90s were rad, man.
So, that's this week's topic, huh?
Yep. Oh man, good point.
I didn't say anything.
Saved by the Bell was a great show. Did they ever come out with an RPG for that?
How would they even do that?
I bet we could find one that fits. The 90s were rad, man.
So, that's this week's topic, huh?
Yep. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone. We are going to be doing thematic office hours moving forward. We're going to be taking themes, either recommendations from lovely viewers and listeners and patrons for Fandible.com, like yourselves, and we are going to be incorporating them into what we talk about for office hours. And that's going to come with custom-ish visualizations for the office hours that we can incorporate into the stream itself. So if you have any ideas for some themes that we might be able to go with, then please send it our way at fandible@gmail.com and just put the subject of office hours, and we will try to get to your ideas. So with that in mind, gentlemen, let's talk about what some themes could be. But before we do that, I have a cat that needs to be fed, and I actually kind of have to use the restroom.
Okay.
So with that in mind, so viewers, in the comments, please, for the next 2 minutes maybe, give us some ideas about what our themes could be for office hours and how we can maybe visualize them, because yeah, we like to. We're looking to support people on Etsy and Fiverr and things like that in order to, pay creators to help us make stuff and help them pay the bills. So, all right, we'll see you in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Oh man, good point.
I didn't say anything.
Saved by the Bell was a great show. Did they ever come out with an RPG for that?
How would they even do that?
I bet we could find one that fits. The 90s were rad, man.
So, that's this week's topic, huh?
Yep. everybody.
Hey.
Thank you for sticking with us. And cats are fed, and drinks are refilled.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We can begin the trial.
So we've got some comments from listeners.
Yep.
We do.
All right, let's start with the first one from Disaster Tourism.
Hey.
Can't wait to submit Does System Matter as a topic and see how divisive the fan base gets. Evil smile.
Yeah. Yeah. Does system matter? That's the thing. Like there are two types of role players: the ones to whom system matters, and the ones who say system doesn't matter, and they will forever be at war. So
I think we both know which one I am.
yeah, no, clearly.
Yep.
Oh, I will fucking take my dice and go home if a system just does not seem to jive with with what it's trying to sell me. What else we got?
Okay. And I'm in cam. System doesn't matter. Anyway, I kind of want to hear a
That's why you
roundtable.
don't learn them when you run them.
That's fair. That's fair. I kind of want to hear a roundtable about narrativism, gameism, simulationism. Make it drunk if that sounds too serious.
Oh, already way ahead of you.
Way
buddy.
ahead of you.
I mean, from your attempted pronunciation of like half those words.
Yeah. Oh, that was from Tristan, by the way.
Thank you, Tristan.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tristan. Hey, what's going on? So, what is it? Roundtable about narrativism.
Yep. Gameism and simulationism.
Oh, narrativism, gameism, simulationism.
So,
yeah, that's a whole
Are
thing.
those differences?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I was not aware that's a thing.
I read a book called Reality is Broken, which is about the gamism or gamification of life that can help. How you can help with gamification of things in life and make them more efficient or at least more palatable to be done. And it was actually a really fascinating book. I would love to have that conversation. So absolutely. It's a little heady for us. It's a little highbrow.
But we'll be drinking, so obviously we'll be experts by the time we start drinking that. So it's
Oh
fine.
yeah.
I might actually be sober for that one because I respect I respect the discourse enough.
Oh no, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's it's a very cool idea. It's a very cool concept, and thank you very much.
Okay.
I would love to talk about that.
Okay.
So,
Next from Ken Doyle. Favorite books, TV, RPG supplements that have given good ideas for RPGs.
Book of Boba Fett for how not to tell a story or entertain people whatsoever.
I mean,
I still haven't bothered seeing that, and I don't think I will.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
Well, except for the last two episodes
Yeah,
when
exactly.
the Mandalorian comes up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think in the last one, I've already spoken about my feelings on the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian.
Oh, I gotta
spoilers shows up in one of the latter episodes, and if I haven't before, I'll say it again. The Mandalorian showing up in the Book of Boba Fett is like casting a young Tom Cruise in your rendition of Streetcar Named Desire. Streetcar Named Desire as by a community theater group. There's two things going on stage. And only people are only paying attention to one of them. Yeah, the Mandalorian showing up in the Book of Boba Fett is embarrassing in the fact that it's so much more.
Remind me to show you a video. Like, there's a YouTube channel I watch called the Templin Institute, and one of the videos is about like why the Book of Boba Fett made no sense, and it was pretty good. So I'll show that to you when I get a chance. But anyway,
God, it hurts because it's still written by the same guy who wrote, Iron Man. It's
really
yeah, Jon Favreau
wrote Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and wrote most of Mando.
Yeah.
Wait, no, okay, wait, no, I knew that part, but I didn't know. Actually, no. Now I think about, I didn't even think about it. Like, he would have had to write. What happened?
Have you haven't watched it?
No, I haven't. But I just think because I know he also wrote The Mandalorian, which was good, and then he also wrote. What happened? I don't know what happened.
Without making this the Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett,
please.
Podcast. It just, to me, as just a guess, it strikes me as a lot of studio interference.
Okay.
Because it checks all kinds of cynical boxes, including teenagers on motorcycles. like it's the fucking 60s. Like, what are the teenagers like? Oh, well, they like motorcycles. Let's put them on a bunch of motorcycles with bright colors. Anyways.
Okay. Anyway,
What else?
Next from Tristan again. Okay, mock court cases about high-profile people in the RPG space.
Love that. Love that.
Okay.
No.
That could get...
About actual people, high-profile
Like actual
people in the RPG space,
like
not characters, people.
That could get a little...
Are they really people?
I mean,
Are they?
It
people?
depends on...
Technically, I mean, I was gonna say technically we're people in the RPG space. That just proves your point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And here's the thing.
I can't get through a captcha to say my
Here's the
life.
thing. Is that a road we want to
but
go down?
no, it's more like, man, do I really want to? Do we want to step into that cesspool?
Yeah.
And no,
Like, I
no,
love...
we don't.
Here's the thing. Okay, I love you guys. I don't.
Too
like,
spicy. Too spicy.
Like
Yeah,
I also have like
Kristen's-
my own YouTube channel. Like that's topics I don't want to touch on YouTube. I don't want to touch on Fandible. Not because I'm afraid of it or anything. I do this for fun. I don't want to talk about any of that bullshit. Honestly.
Yeah. No, we're not turning into a gossip rag. Much less doing a court.
We're not
case
fucking drama alert.
judging.
God, no.
We could do stuff like for like ancient event shit.
Oh, yeah,
Like
okay.
stuff that happened in the history of tabletop.
That might be
RPGs.
fun, yes.
That could be kind of,
But nothing recent.
No
God,
fucking
no.
current events. I'm not stepping into those hornets' nests.
You fucking bastards! You absolute cowards! I am
Okay, so
taking-
you start. This is
I
your
am
show.
still
This is
talking.
your show.
I am still talking. I am putting on the robes. I am putting on the wig.
Okay.
Modrican, you are being summoned by the council to this court to answer for your crimes.
I mean,
of being
fair. He does.
extremely British,
There you go.
very, very supportive of our podcast since the beginning.
Great
And
chooser of tea.
great chooser of tea.
True. Far too generous.
And again,
Must be punished.
very British, which we cannot let go of. We
No, of
cannot
course.
let.
Of course.
We cannot. We cannot abide by. So, we will assign one of these gentlemen to be your counselor, solicitor. Fucking Brits. God.
Right. that
Solicitor
checks
with
out.
like, I'll even get the hat. It'll be awesome.
Ooh, he'll get the hat. I will.
I'll get the hat.
Oh,
You should
I
pick
think
him,
we
pick
all
him.
know that I actually have a box over there.
I know.
He does.
I
He
know.
does.
Yeah,
We've
that
seen the
has
hat.
all of the
We've
stuff
seen
I've
the
been
wig.
joking
We've
about,
seen
yeah.
the wig. Yeah.
We could
Very
call,
itchy.
we could call it the podcast RBG Trials.
I would love if only we just defended other people that we know in the RPG space.
That could be interesting.
Okay.
Like just defend them, and
From
also
nobody. Like nobody's actually attacking these people.
Okay.
no. It's just layups to
Yeah.
talk about other RPG.
Yeah,
like,
and
podcasts.
how
Oh.
awesome they are, and we're just defending them against
And
non-existent.
I would love to get
criticism.
wait.
I like that. I
wait,
like
because
that.
it's going to be video. I
There we
would
go,
love
there
to
we go.
get a video, like defense of like 30 seconds of the people that are on trial. So I'd love to get Jeff Stormer
Oh hell yeah!
to defend Party of One.
Yeah.
and just like it's like because
And it'd be for like completely like ridiculous accusations, like, "Well, we've heard your podcast summons demons."
yeah, exactly.
You stand accused of creating a podcast that leads children into damnation and perdition. How do you plead?
No, my podcast really has like a couple of sessions in this. We play these games. We're basically promoting them in these trials. That's just a great
That's
idea.
the idea. Like
This is
that's the
fucking
idea.
perfect,
It's
yeah.
actually just it's just a way
I
to
like
promote.
that. I like that. Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's
See, look, we took your suggestion and we turned it positive. It's
Yeah,
what
yes.
we do. White men.
It actually is kind
and
of
a
what we do,
Dominican.
isn't it?
Okay.
God.
Okay.
do
So
we got?
thank you for the suggestion, Tristan. So another suggestion from Disasturian: favorite types of systems, i.e., dice pool versus TN systems, best character generation methods that varying RPGs employ, your favorite roleplay mechanics in various systems, and how they inform or hinder gameplay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
There's
like
a lot
that.
there. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
I mean, just
That could be multiple episodes, honestly.
Dice pool versus target number alone, that can be a whole episode.
What's
Yeah.
dice pool versus
Well,
target?
target number is basically like you need
Like,
to roll a
your
15, you need a
D&D,
15.
Like, yeah, roll your D20 and hit a 15 or higher. Dice pool is your shadow runs and
Yes.
the darkness of the world. Yeah.
pretty
I
much.
see. That's cool. I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. We'd call it dice or nice. What would we call it? We'd figure it out.
Yeah.
I'd figure it out.
You'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Set or roll.
What's that?
Set or roll.
Ooh, set or roll. Roll with the punches. Again, I'd figure it out. Just give me
Yeah.
time. Give
Yep,
me time,
that's
y'all.
fair. That's fair.
Like, we just started the idea that we're going to have themes, which next time is going to be 90s. If you haven't watched the promo, which we'll play again.
Yeah, once we're heading out, we'll play it one more time.
Not right now, but maybe right now. No,
and this is what I'm going to say for next time we do this, whatever that is. I want you each to think of one 90s TV show. Which one would make a great role-playing game, and describe the system.
Oh, we're way ahead of you.
I mean, no, I like his idea better than yours because he said it's the same idea you had, but he said it now. Anyway,
we should on air.
He said it on
Son
air.
Of a bitch.
Yeah,
that's all that's count. That's all that counts.
But that is what the promo was all about.
Hey, David. Imagine we're smartphones and your Windows and I'm Apple. Guess who won? It's great that you made the first idea, but I made it better.
You're still bold.
This was by choice.
You know he's got you there.
But it wasn't.
Ooh, Space Above and Beyond. Ooh, I love that TV show. And that would make a great RPG.
And Tachyon Squadron.
I've never heard of what's Tachyon Squadron?
Tachyon Squadron is an RPG. I think doesn't our friend of the podcast Acer I think play on that.
That's
Tachyon Squadron, yeah, right.
Wow, I never even heard of the RPG.
Yeah,
wow.
I think they had like a show.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
But yes, it's Fate. I think it's Fate. We'll have to look it up. Okay. But Tachyon Squadron is an RPG. Yeah. It's a space.
But I will just say this one thing: Space and Beyond ended way too early. I really wanted to see where that story went. It was really good. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
No, it's fine. I'm just thinking of 90s.
It is Fate.
Yeah, there we go. Right. Thank you.
It is Fate, but because of the capitalization, it is Fate. So, thank you very much. So yeah, I've never heard of any of
Pirates of Dark Water.
Pirates of Dark Water.
Did they have a role-playing game?
I think they did, but if they didn't, they should have. I love that
Pirates
show
of Dark
as well.
Water would be. I would see that as like a Numenera kind of thing.
No, that's definitely more of a Numenera. It was a weird ass world.
I guarantee somewhere out there there's
a Pirates. Of Dark Water
there's a
RPG.
hack. Yeah,
there's a hack for Skeleton Warriors.
Okay.
Skeleton Warriors.
Hell yeah!
That fucking jam will always be play that at my fucking funeral.
I played the video game. I love that thing.
Really?
There was a
Pirates of Dark Water had a dope ass video game.
Yes,
too.
it did.
Yeah, it did. It was sick. Absolutely sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Captain Planet.
Okay. Yeah. Captain Man from Disaster Tour. And then Tristan says, brainstorming sessions where you build first draft RPGs about different movies, shows, video games, etc. that you've seen. And also, Disaster said Captain Planet is a suggestion as well.
Captain Planet.
So I like that though. I like that we like a movie and we build our own game. Like we're not just like finding what existing system fits it, but like all right, if we were making the I don't know, toss me a movie.
Fargo.
All right, there we go. So, first of all, I want to play that game. It's like it's Crawl, but it's in Fargo, right?
It's Crawl, but it's as applied to Fargo. Yes, so it's like it's Coen Brothers murder noir in Crawl.
That's fucking hilarious.
So I want to see that first of all, and then once we get that movie made, the game based on that movie, we get to create. We have the license. Fandible somehow ponied up the money. We bought the license to.
Oh yeah, for that blockbuster film. Please, it'd be $500 and a song and a dance.
Exactly. Yeah. And we make the game. I like that.
I like it. Yeah.
I love it.
Where we basically debate what sort of system a particular. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Crawl, Fargo. Oh God, please make it happen.
Okay, another thing from Disaster might be fun or really dangerous to have each of you make a detailed character of another cast member using your favorite system. Don't know if that's a full episode or a break thing.
No, it would be a full episode.
Oh boy!
So another cast member. So like Jesus would make me in a system.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna lessen the blow there because we're friends and have been for almost a decade, and I, kind of worked at it. Don't want to firebomb it just all at once. Slow burn is how I roll. So, I would say we take an iconic character that we have all played, and then build them in a different system, but with a different angle. So, for instance, I would love to do Byron in a teen drama.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yep.
That looks like Disaster Tourism likes it.
Yep. And so, Tristan says that would result in a mock trial. Fair. That is absolutely fair. But I think we take an iconic character that one other person has played and remake them, but with a different twist.
And as far as one goes, like the Queen's play in Long Shot.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, oh shit. Okay, I will say this.
I know exactly where you stole it from.
Well, yeah, no, I saw it from Avatar.
Yeah.
But no, I will say this. I promise to eventually get Long Shot out there.
When did we play?
I've been busy
for a year.
Busy with life things.
Sure.
Okay, yeah,
You
fine.
know, sometimes getting a game out there takes longer than a year.
I should have known.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do any editing, so I have no place. I have no place to criticize.
It's just, I don't hate editing. It's just when you look, it's intimidating sometimes, especially with the long shot because I want to make sure it's perfect. So I'm like,
you need to learn. You both need to learn to let go. You both need to learn to let go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Lord Byron in Monster Hearts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
That was my first thought.
Yep.
That was my first thought. I'm thinking Lord Byron in Goths and
Molgoths versus Visigoths.
Yes.
Oh, this is perfect. Shepherd in Warhammer 40k. I could easily make something up in like 5 seconds.
But it has to be a twist on the character.
Oh, a twist.
It has to be a twist on the character.
Right.
You can't just like make
That's
the
true.
your version of the character.
That is true.
There has to be a twist on the character.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So Lord Byron in Monster Hearts, it off the top of my head, he would be the vampire. He would be the thing that Moira had to watch out for. Not Moira being the monster in the house, but he is the monster in the house trying to protect Moira.
I like that.
So yeah, it'd be like that, or like, so for instance, like the doctor from Unhallowed Metropolis, Hex.
Yes.
From
Science.
That's the one.
From Hollowed Expedition.
Hallowed Metropolis.
Expedition.
Not 100, but Hallowed Earth. Hallowed Earth Expedition.
Hex.
Jesus.
Yep.
Hex.
They have not been drinking that much. It's adorable.
Oh, no,
I don't know
I
if you
haven't
know
been.
this about this, but Jesus didn't drink before he met me. Anyways. But yeah, the doctor from Hex.
Yeah.
What if he was in, what if he was in Fiasco? What if he was in Final Girl?
Ooh.
I'd be the first to die.
I mean,
Yeah.
well deserved.
Love it.
And well deserved.
So no, it's too easy to make him in a character in a game like Final Girl. So all the characters would have to be an aspect of the Doctor in Final Girl.
What was his name?
What?
The doctor?
Oh, it was
Strauss.
Dr. Strauss. Yes.
All right, so we are all Strauss. That's,
Yes.
that's the
We are-
game.
we are-
That's the game you're.
Hashtag we're all Strauss.
Yeah.
3 Strausses in a trench coat.
coat.
Oh my god, yes,
Yep.
let's only use role-playing games that we've developed. Oh, I love it. Lord Byron.
You have 2 stats: science and shit with smeared glasses.
Yeah, that was a low
So
point.
Dan, what character would you do of any of us?
Let me see. I'm thinking. Marcus from Unhallowed Metropolis, but done as. So it's kind of a cop out to do it in vampire, but because he's he's a vampire, he's a dampier. But I don't know. I think I'd have a good time seeing that character in like a modern setting.
Yeah.
Still with the same like Catholic guilt and all that.
Yep.
But then having to deal with that with a modern setting.
I like it.
I think
like
it could be fun.
We've-
What would he be? Okay, would he still be a Dampier? So would I have to break out those rules?
1 second, we got a hey dudes on
Oh.
the chat.
From
Can't-
Christian, thank you. And
Hey.
Explorers One just said Tagos in a dating sim. Jesus.
He goes to the dating sim. Oh yes,
Just the old woman over and over again.
Oh,
Just she puts on different wigs every time.
Oh my god. Hey there, fellow youngsters. Woo, I'm barely legal. What? First, there's a lot to unpack there. Anyways, you were saying.
Oh no, I'm just saying that we are spiking like a motherfucker.
Oh, are we?
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry,
fixed.
sorry, listeners.
No worries.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay,
Much
oh,
better.
Tristan goes, Marcus and Hunter would be good. Could be a recovering ghoul, maybe.
Ooh.
There we go. Recovering. Cool.
I mean, Marcus and Hunter, if you go by Hunter the Reckoning,
Yep.
then would most definitely probably be a martyr or
Yep.
an avenger.
Yep. Also, the new Hunter is coming out soon. I might play
yeah.
depending on how the book see. I need to read the book to decide if I want to run it or not.
yeah.
Although from what I've seen, it's not as magical as it was before.
What if you only had to use NPCs from other games?
Oh.
Not player characters.
Oh,
because
that's different.
NPCs are indicative of the kind of games that people run, right? So, like, I often play fallible NPCs. Like, you're eventually going to take them down. They're bad at something. They're good at something, but you're eventually going to you're going to kill them. It's going to be very dramatic in my Shadowrun games. Like, for instance, Mr. Smiley was not an indestructible robot with really great charisma. He was just a dude with really great charisma and a fucking job he wanted to keep.
Yes.
Right? So, what if the iconic NPCs or everybody gets a shot at Stevenson Rubia,
Of course.
but an iconic NPC from another person's game in a completely different twist? Yeah.
Okay, that brings up another question. Do I have or any of us, because I can't describe myself because I just make up NPCs and stuff. Do I have a standard for my NPCs? Like, is there a commonality between my NPCs?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Besides Immortal Children.
Arrogance.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Arrogance.
Yeah.
Almost all of your NPCs are arrogant.
Okay, that's fair.
Your antagonists are almost always arrogant.
Okay. That's actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I do.
And that's like totally understandable.
Yeah.
That's like the standard for an antagonist is feeling empowered.
That's fair. Okay.
And yes, notwithstanding your indestructible children, but yeah, your characters often are intentionally arrogant, and that's a way to build up. I almost said heat, which is a wrestling term.
Yeah.
By the way, it's WrestleMania. So the second we're done with this, we're maybe run a game. We're probably going to play a game, but then I'm going to subject these motherfuckers to WrestleMania. But yeah, no, it's to drum up antagonism towards the villain.
Yes.
Right.
Fair.
And like it works, but that's usually your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very
So,
cool.
how about you, Dan? What do you think? Or what about me? What do y'all think about me? Like I've only pretty much run D&D, Shadowrun, and with the two of you, Rifts. So across the board, is there any type of
Deceitful characters, NPCs, generally are your go-to. Like
yeah.
things who like have NPCs with definitely a hidden agenda, or people you don't necessarily like. Even at first glance, like there's something about this guy I don't trust whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big
fair.
deal with you.
That's fair.
Like
Yep.
even the most noble of your characters, like that character's probably doing something.
It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
going to turn heel. He's going to
It's
hit
always
you in the
good.
back with a folding chair at some fucking point.
Yeah, we get to the table, we take a look at the GM, and we're like, "There's something about this character." We haven't even started playing it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
up to
there
something.
you are. The land, like the sun sweeps over the land.
Like, I don't
You
buy
trust
it.
This land.
I don't buy it.
This fucking sun and
I
this
don't
land.
buy
I
it.
think they're in cahoots.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. I do often have antagonists that are sympathetic in the beginning or pretending to be sympathetic. in the beginning.
So since I don't run a lot of games, so I'm curious if I have a type myself.
People.
Yeah, you do.
People.
You've run.
I mean, that doesn't help.
You have a tendency to have characters talk to each other.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And like
That's-
I once thought to myself, like, and I say this as a brother, I love you dearly. I do. I love you dearly, but I could walk out as my character and the scene could go on.
Oh
no,
yeah.
no, here's the thing. Yeah, but that's sort of what I meant by people. Like, I'm not saying you're better at this, but like when you play your NPCs, they are more. They're not. Me and David. I'm not saying, but me and David have NPCs that are tools for the main
vehicles for
the
plot.
store, for vehicles for the
fair.
plot, vehicles for the player characters to do things. You have NPCs that are people that have their own lives.
Oh, yeah.
And the PCs are there, which is not necessarily a bad or good thing. I think it just, especially for Changeling, it definitely works
Yes.
because Changeling it 100% works
Yeah, no,
because
there is a plot going on, and your kids are like on
Exactly.
the periphery, constantly getting pulled
Yes.
in. But there's like the thing, like when I use those characters, the idea behind it, right? The idea behind it not necessarily doesn't mean I achieve the execution correctly, but the idea behind it is that sort of showing that that there is more going on,
Exactly.
right? But it is a hard balance to strike.
Yes.
Between this whole show don't tell, right? I'm trying to show instead of tell, but I end up like just having the characters tell. All right, so hey folks,
I'm just gonna hold it like this from now. That's
So
fine.
there
Dan's
you
a
go.
wizard.
There you go. Anyway, point is, I'm saying if you criticize me again, the next one hits your dick.
All right, I'm just gonna hold it like this. Keep it on.
Yeah, no, I think you're okay.
I'm fine.
So listeners, let us
we
know.
are professionals,
Yeah, we are
ladies and
professionals.
gentlemen. Look at our setup.
No
It's,
problem. Hold on.
Anyway.
Wait, hold on.
I'm already talking. It's fine.
it's good. It's good.
It's all good.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
I mean, that's honestly how one half of the dollop works. By the way, is Gareth actually just holds the microphone.
Okay.
So comments. Tagos and Knit dating sim. Yes, I
Yep.
would absolutely love to do that.
Marcus and Hunter would be good. It could be recovering goal. Maybe we already said that.
Yep.
Sammy.
Oh,
Everybody
nice.
gets to stab at Sammy.
Yep. From Sky and
everybody gets a stab at Sammy.
Yeah.
and Chris.
No, this is how I do Sammy.
I thought you were just going for silence, and that would have been perfect.
It is.
Yep.
But also, it would only be cameos. It'd only be cameos. We would never do it. We would put together like $100 and just get cameos of other people playing Sammy, just reading the same lines.
I dig it.
Nice.
I dig it.
It's like
Okay,
fucking
so-
B level, C level celebrities or people from other podcasts, or Jeff Stormer once he's done being on our show. I pick on Jeff a lot because I've met him. He's a really great guy, and also he likes wrestling as well. So I feel comfortable
Making him a victim.
Not, I mean, like, no, he's no like Kevin Smith.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
fair,
we actually
fair,
have him
fair.
on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right over there. We could like invite him at any moment, but we're not.
Kevin, stay outside.
So that's a scratching at the door. I was hearing.
Then we got Christian Smith saying Yata. We've got Tristan going Dan's demonic cover salesman as a peddler in Forbidden Lands.
Oh shit! I forgot about that NPC. Yeah.
And Forbidden Lands, as far as I know, is like a setting for. Was it D&D or like just like regular fantasy setting with its own system? I'm not exactly sure.
I'm not familiar with Forbidden
Yeah.
Lands. I am familiar with the demonic cover peddler, like a salesman. Yeah.
As far as I know, Forbidden Lands is just basically any sports bar I walk in.
Okay, so we got Christian going, haha, Jesus' NPC children, which is fair.
Yep.
Fair.
Christian goes again, Richard Dean Anderson as Sammy.
Huh.
Okay.
I like that actually. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and Forbidden Lands, according to Tristan, is its own OSR adjacent system. Lethal, good exploration mechanics, magic might blow up in your face. I'm down.
Yeah. That sounds right up your alley.
It sounds like, listen, I'm the guy that loves Dark Souls. I'm on this group, so I'm down for like danger and everything.
Okay, can I just be real honest? And
Sure.
I'm gonna be, and you can't stop me.
Okay.
Because it's our show, but I'm kind of the host, so I'm kind of fucking tired of super lethal, grim dark, like Souls-like applications of all things nerd. I am. Every fucking game that comes out is blah 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 Souls-like, and then fucking every RPG wants to be Morkborg. I'm just like, I fucking get it. It's so easy to die. Hey, everybody, I know it's easy to die. That's why I go to a doctor. It's fucking easy to die, and I don't lead a valiant life as a hero. I'm just some dude who almost got taken out by 3 bikes on his way here.
Can confirm.
Yeah,
Like-
true. We saw it. It was hilarious.
Yeah. You didn't. You were on the 2 of the bikes, aiming for me. I was on the fucking sidewalk. No, but seriously,
Spider
like,
monkey. Sorry, where you move?
I like I appreciate that people like the idea of old school. There's this like resurgence. The vinyl of RPG
Yep.
is this resurgence of super deadly, simplistic RPG mechanics settings. That's fine. But as somebody, as listeners will know, as someone afflicted with something so bad that it's called David Dice.
Yes.
I've been to too many games in my formative years where I've been iced. Excuse me. Where my character has been iced. And then what do? You sit there. You roll up a new character. You come up with a new background. And then the other players have to shoehorn in your new character. And it fucking sucks. And so I love the idea of these like super deadly games for people who like them. That's awesome. But honestly, that goes back into my idea of drinking games. Like, I would play Morkborg if you just just print out a 6-pack of characters. What's that game?
One character. Yeah, no, 6-pack of characters, 6-pack of beers, 1 character per beer. If the character dies, you have to finish the beer. You can't pick up the next character. And every time you pick up a new character, you have to crack open the associated beer.
Paranoia, the fucking drinking game. What's the other
you
one
go.
that people die all the time? Dog, something dog, bulldog.
No, Bulldogs wasn't that. No, it was
Dogs in the Vineyard? No,
no, that's different.
completely
That's
separate.
entirely different. Game.
It's a online comic that you really love.
Oh,
And,
Schlock Mercenary.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Schlock Mercenary. Like,
Oh, that wasn't super lethal.
No, but it's meant to
But
be. You're
it's
supposed
meant to be.
have
Yeah,
that.
but
exactly. So like these games that I'm down with. I'm 100% down with, especially as like kind of a jokey, you're supposed to die game. But yeah, anyways, I got on this rant, and I'm sorry. What else we got?
okay.
Yeah, just
All
up
right.
on the chat.
Okay, so let's see here. Sky says Charlie Theron and Sammy. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
idea.
Oh, fuck yes.
Disaster Tourism says, "Oh, y'all should all play DCC Funnel on stream/pod."
DCC funnel. Explain, please.
Yeah.
We're
We'll
gonna,
wait for your explanation, and then
we
just
are out of touch. And
Okay.
and
Struggle Bus says, "Booze o'clock
Hey, Struggle
TTRP
Bus.
drinking games. I tuned in at the right time. Yes, you did."
Yep.
Tristan goes, "To be clear, I haven't lost a character in Forbidden Lands. My goblin knows when to run away. Everyone else is on character 2 or 3." And he
Cool.
says, "And
That
like
sounds
you might not
exciting.
die."
Like,
And he
you
says,
might not die.
"And like you might not die is down to the injury table."
I mean, first of all, I commend you playing a goblin in a deadly system.
Yes.
Like, props and respect.
Honestly, that'd be my move because
Yeah.
whenever I'm presented with a very deadly system, or and y'all have been with me in my first ever con,
Oh, yeah.
in Jersey, and that was where I solidified my mentality for deadly games or pickup games, which is play somebody who's tough and also disposable. Play somebody who's awful and that you won't mind dying. And so playing a goblin, for instance, would be my move. Not because I want them to survive, but like I just play the most awful goddamn goblin. So when they get whacked, everyone's kind of like, yeah, point for justice, point for fucking goodness.
Goblin mode.
All right, so Disaster System goes explaining Dungeon Crawl Classics, Level 0 funnels.
DCC.
Everyone plays a pile of characters that are farmers or grocery workers and get thrown into a deadly dungeon. Whichever character survives become level 1. They're ridiculously fun, according to Disaster.
Interesting.
I would actually play that.
Yeah.
As
kinda
long
like
as
that.
it wasn't, again, I love you nerds. I love you. But I have met a number of nerds running games at cons that want to play a system like that, but that's their chance to be the Rob Zombie of role-playing. To describe in excruciating detail damage and ocular fucking cavity gouging and jaws being ripped off and shit. If it was not that, I would be absolutely fucking down with it. Absolutely down with it. Do I sound bitter?
I mean, you sound like you're
you
describing
sound-
Jesus' perfect table, though.
It's
I'll be honest, I'm a little excited.
Like he's,
But you also sound experienced, like you've suffered through
let's
enough.
check, ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen.
he is.
Little excited.
Yeah, a
We've
little
got
excited.
about half-mast
Okay,
going
so
on.
continuing quick. Disaster says there's a great one for Mothership, which we've played before. It's called called
Yeah,
The
we have
Drain.
played Mothership, yeah.
All right.
Mothership.
And then Struggle Bus says, with the depth of the deadly character in mind, was that the approach taken with Shepherd of Rotted Capes?
With the death of a terrible character in mind. So the death of Ezekiel Winter was, so for those of you who aren't aware, Rotted Capes is a superhero zombie game that we play in Fandible.com. It's a long-running game, and my character Shepherd is effectively the Punisher in Power Armor.
Yes.
Super religious Punisher in Power Armor. To answer the death of Ezekiel Winter, the plan, we didn't talk about the plan. We just talked about Jesus and I, because this was a big moment, and like I had shared an absurd amount of background to Jesus. I had written out pages and pages and just sent it to Jesus, and Jesus always gave me his feedback. He was super into it. But as I understand it, what we did was not the plan.
No.
Because we didn't have a plan. I just went into the game. Jesus had a plan. What was the plan?
With Zeke?
Well, first of all, into the mic.
Sorry, I forgot this was away from me.
Into the mic, sorry.
With Zeke, the original plan. Well, okay, I don't do plans very well, as most of you know. I thought what would happen is
they
they
wound up with a role play.
Exactly. For those of you who don't know how I started this podcast, this is literally how it started. I invited these guys to my place, and as soon as they were trapped, I put a Bluetooth mic on the table. That was it. And I literally said, "So you guys don't mind if we record this, right?" I know now, in the future, now that I'm more socially aware, that's what's considered a dick move. Thankfully, they didn't run away, and we are still friends. But anyway, talking about Zeke.
Give me. What's up? Sorry.
Are we good? What's happening?
It's just it's a bad chord, but go on.
Okay, yeah. So, Zeke. So the original plan, I had stats for you to fight Zeke at the end. But after that scene, after that the combat where you're trying to survive the gas inside of the main base, and then you went to talk. As soon as you started talking, it felt natural for no combat to happen. Like if it was more of like a war of wills instead of an actual combat, and like actually including combat would have just destroyed the moment.
It actually felt like
Yeah.
a lot. It felt a lot like it wasn't a fight. It was
Yes.
it was inevitability,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what made it the most sad. that's what made it so sad.
Because
is
in
that-
the end, Zeke was just a sad old man.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what made it so good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so without what else we got?
Okay,
here?
so let's
so
see.
yeah,
Here.
to answer your question, like no, we never really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Pla-
we are. I was waiting for somebody to catch a breath.
Oh.
Folks, we will be right back.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, so where were we?
We were talking some shit.
Yep. All right, so let's let's start with okay, so that's true. I think he's still talking about DCC. Oh yeah, now I just kill a bunch of player characters at once and tell them they have to run. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
You monster. Oh shit, I'm trying to remember what I know of that. Can't recall which it was for. Okay, and then Christian goes, everybody is John is a super fun system. I've heard of it, I've never played it.
Huh.
Yeah, because that's what we were saying. Like, everybody is Strauss.
Yeah, everybody's oh, that's a place of madness.
Yes.
And Disaster says that's a fun game. Okay, here we go. An Explorer watches, I think, is answering Disaster saying the module we played with them was Attack of the Frogs.
Frogs.
Okay. And then Ken Doyle wants me to know that, have you seen there's a bundle for Age of Sigmar RPG at the moment?
Oh my.
Which I might check out later. And if you're not aware, some of you may not be aware, I have a YouTube channel where I do wargaming, and I actually played Age of Sigmar with these guys over here. So you might want to check that out when you have a chance. Arvandis is the YouTube channel name.
Yep.
Let's see. And Disaster says he sadly didn't get to screen cap that freeze of us we did a while back.
Sadly.
Yep, and with a sad smiley face. That's a word. Then Struggle Bus says drink for you for a break. We're on our break. Let's see here. Dan saying his thing. What in the casual heck am I watching? Says Hexstar.
Hey, what's going on, Hexstar?
Yep.
Casual
Hexeter.
Hexeter, sorry.
Hexeter, there we go.
You are watching. Excuse me. You are watching Fandible. Oh, that is some fucking feedback.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it real?
Do a little thing with your hands. No, with your hands. That's actually gripping the. That's it.
This is what you're watching, Hexeter. We are.
This is why we have.
Is there still feedback?
No, you're fine now.
Okay then.
This is why we have. Boom.
I am too powerful.
He is, in fact, just too powerful.
It's true. Anyways, you're watching Office Hours here at Fandible.com, where we answer questions for you, the listeners, viewers, and students. And we answer with our various types of speciality. So please send us a question.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, since we don't immediately have a question, I guess I should answer a question myself. I don't have a question immediately, so I'm going to ask, what game have we not played that you would love to play for the podcast?
H.P. Lovecraft, what is it? Lovecraft Girls Academy? Something like that?
Oh, like a Mystic Academy or something along those lines?
There's like a super cutesy version.
That might be interesting.
Oh, the video game. Yeah.
No. It's a role playing game. I think it's called just Miskatonic Academy. I don't.
I've heard of it. I can't remember the title, but I know what you're talking about.
Because I could do whatever Miskatonic super serious, but I love the idea of Lovecraft kind of cutesy. So, I'm going to look at him right now.
Oh, we do have a question though.
Oh, okay. A question from Struggle Bus. A question: what is a character that you would love for someone else to play in a TTRPG because they would absolutely kill it because of their skill set in improv?
Well, the mention of improv lets me know this was a question that was planted by Jesus into the
Struggle
chat.
Bus, they know.
By the way, Miskatonic School for Girls.
There we go.
Turns out to
All right,
be...
but answering the question, what is a character that you would love someone to play in a TTRPG?
Like us?
I think us, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. They would like us to play in...
Like anyone, if you had one of play any type of character in a game.
Ooh, fuck all. I've got opinions.
Okay.
Please.
We've been friends for a decade. Come on now. Of course I've got opinions.
Okay.
And I know you do too.
No.
I always play the same fucking character, kind of. I
mean,
always play a tank.
Yes.
And I always min-max to survivability. Like, always. Always, always, always. Like, no matter how fucking, like... Tagos is an outlier. It's wild that Tagos is so popular because Tagos is an outlier. I literally insulted and said when we started playing the game, "Oh, this is a suicide character. Why would you ever play it?" And then I played it. And I maintain the only reason that he survived was because he could hide and because you were a charitable GM. Like,
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Yep.
Fact.
So I would say, no, fuck it. I would like to see Dan play a talker, and not like. And I love you, and I know you hate being a talker.
Yes.
You hate being a talker.
Yes.
But your most popular characters are all what?
Oh yeah, no, that's the talkers. I mean, I'm really good. Look, we've had
I mean-
this conversation before.
And we'll
I'm
have
really,
it again.
I mean,
I'm
Captain.
really
Let's
good
be
at
honest.
it. Does
Captain
not mean I
Awesome
want
Pants.
to.
Awesome Pants was a fantastic character.
Yes,
of yours.
and I'm not denying that. I'm not like I play great talkers.
Yeah.
It's not a I'm not good. I'm great at talkers. I just don't wanna.
That's fair. Okay, I'll rescind that because I don't want anyone to play something they don't want to.
Like I will enjoy playing a talker. Like there are games and there are settings in which I'll go like, oh fuck yeah. But for the most part, a lot of the time, no, I'm not. I don't want to be the talker. I wanna be the weirdo with some funky power.
Oh, okay, I got one then. Why don't you play a Nosferatu?
Sure,
Ooh.
that sounds like fun. Never gotten to play for Nosferatu.
And I want you to play a Nosferatu in the game I run, where they're actually fucking dope.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I will
all of them.
change the fucking rules so they're actually fucking dope.
I will play the hell out of that.
And there will still be talking.
Yeah, I mean,
There
fair.
will be a lot of talking.
Fair, but I will also be wearing like prosthetic fucked up teeth, so the entire game.
But I think where you will exceed or succeed is it will not be public speaking. That's not what the Nosferatu in
True. They don't
in
really,
Vampire do.
They don't really stand in front of
they
people
do
and
quiet,
claim.
secret debates.
Yes.
And I think that you would eat up. I think you would chew the fucking scenery and spit it out at the fucking other Nosferatu as a Nosferatu having quick, short, or even elongated dialogues with other Nosferatu hidden in like sewers or crypts or something like that where it's all whispers. And like I think that you would fucking crush it like that because I think that your dislike for playing verbose dialogue heavy characters is because
Because
you
I
have
saved
to
that for the NPCs.
well because you have to like give like these grand proclamations. I think that you would fucking love having these secretive rat filled like you know like with an alligator swimming through the sewers behind you kind of debates with these other Nosferatu.
Yeah, that does sound like fun.
That like, you know, for instance, one of my favorite thing about the Nosferatu is that the Nosferatu of the Sabbat, the evil vampires, and the Camarilla, the supposedly good vampires, maybe?
In comparison.
In comparison, they don't war.
Yeah.
They contact each other and they're like, yo, so we're going to invade this town. You best get out. And like, that's why the Nosferatu never die. Because they always look out for each other because they're fucked by, no one else likes them. They're the fucking ugly group and they look out for each other. Yeah. And I think you would absolutely love that.
Yeah, no, that sounds like fun because that's the whole thing. Like Nosferatu, their whole thing is that like even among the Camarilla and the Sabbat, they have far more in common amongst themselves than either one has with their side, with the Sabbat or with the Camarilla in general. They know it, and they know that they are basically like trash to both sides. So, I would enjoy the hell out of that.
Yep.
Jesus scratches up.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. So, yeah, he's too powerful. Blah, blah, question. Okay. From Hexater, are there any games that you have featured on the show that have soured for you either during play or as a result of the content, etc.?
Ooh. Have soured.
I mean, the easiest one, of course, is Dungeon World.
Yeah, of course.
That nearly broke us.
But
that would be something that we started playing, and as the time went on, we hated it more.
Yeah, yes,
like
true.
Like Dungeon World was pretty quick. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Jesus, yeah. I mean, a lot of it. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Unhallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
by
was
the
just-
end, there was like time to end it for you.
No, it's
Not even?
like from the jump, it felt like it was anti-cool stuff. Like, I played a Dompier because I wanted to do cool stuff, and it felt like with the healing rates and everything, like
Because it is a deadly. It's meant to be like a deadly system.
it's
Yes.
supposed to be a deadly system that takes place over months. That's not how we do games. That's not how a lot of people do games. Like, I've never been in a game where healing takes place over months. The only one is in the game I ran, which is fucking Lovecraft, which is Call of Cthulhu, and it's explicitly over and over and over, like, told, like, this is not a game that takes place in 24 hours. But in Unhallowed, Metropolis, yeah, you want adventure. You want 24 hours. You want hours. You want minutes. You want jumping over rooftops. You want gunfights, and you want like diving down and like saving people from being trampled by carts, like ridden by cybernetic horses. You want zombies everywhere, and you like pull people away and you shoot them and punch them. But then you have a fucking healing system that says like, okay, roll. You're out for 17 weeks. Like, all right.
What I do? What do I do in the meantime? What's
Yeah,
gonna happen?
cool.
It's like, oh, but am I the only one who got hurt in this fight? So does everybody have to kind of just sit around for 17 months? Like,
Yep.
yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I hate systems that do that. I'm sorry. I'm playing a fantasy game. Give me magical healing, or make it like a lot of games do, where like pretty much all damage is just like superficial kind of until it gets to a certain point, at which point like, all right, now you got your head bashed in with like a sledgehammer.
And I know that there's a healing system, like an advanced. Your character of all people
Was
could do an
yeah, but even
advanced-
then it wasn't
But
great.
it always came with these fucking drawbacks that would be like, no, fuck you. Like, here's my character. Like, I would rather wait. Like, let me know when the game catches up, because I'd rather come back to a healthy character than a character that's been stitched together like a fucking like Frankenstein's monster that has more negatives than I would have if I was just injured.
And not
like,
to mention that most of those systems that are like super like, they want you to get injured, they want to make it real hard for you to heal, and also the slightest scratch is like, all right, well, you've got a -1 to everything now. Like, and if you took more than a scratch, well, you're running at a -5 on every roll you have, and also anyone who looks at you takes damage, so the rest of the party's gonna hate you. Like, yeah, I don't. I'm with you on that. I do not take that to get
again. I think it bears mentioning. No, fuck that. It does bear mentioning that I am so clearly a fucking rules lawyer that hates systems that I feel like completely screw me.
This is true.
And I loved the shit out of your game. I did. I loved the absolute pissing hell out of your game. I love the fact that it seemed fair. It was a great narrative. It was a great story. Good plotting. I got to use probably the best accent ever. Irish viewers and listeners, you'll let me know that I sounded practically native. But yeah, so I would say that. So we got more. Oh my God, do we have more?
Okay,
questions?
so Sky says Captain Awesome Pants.
Hell yeah.
For previous conversation. Hexer goes, I'm so very late to the Lovecraft genre. I just picked up COC, Call of Cthulhu, and recently the Arkham Horror CCG, the card game, I think. And now I am devouring it at every opportunity. It is pretty good. Dr. Charles Israel, probably one of the most memorable characters to me.
Very in general, I
Thank
think.
you.
Like one of the great characters, I think, in tabletop RPG literature.
Of course, yes, of course.
I would absolutely fucking love if I was if I suddenly became myself a millionaire. I would pay for an illustration of the pantheon of Fandible characters, and Charles Israel would absolutely be on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Struggle Bus goes, I'm shocked Angela and Magic has not been introduced, but I am here for Nosferatu Dan.
Oh yeah.
All right, Hexatur says Nosferatu will always be my absolute favorite clan. They never really cared for the politics. All they cared about was influence and intrigue.
It's a goddamn shame that it never panned out mechanically for that. LARP-wise, I want to make it really clear. In LARP, totally. Tabletop, fuck all. I have opinions. Go on.
Christian Schmidt, for sure, Byron getting disemboweled, if I am remembering correctly, was pretty intense. The healing was too realistic.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Struggle Bows. Unhull definitely had pain points mechanically, but I will say that you guys nailed the story of that game. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Christian goes, what a killer story for Unhull. Thank you again. All right. Tristan goes, my old roommate who doesn't even listen to me to Fandible played a version of Dr. Israel after my secondhand stories.
Ooh, I love that.
I like to know that I was even indirectly responsible for,
Yes.
for passing the pain on.
Yep. And then Tristan goes, listen to Fandible, fuck autocorrect.
Yeah, no, autocorrect doesn't like Fandible
No,
as a word, but
fair.
you can
But it's
tame
unique.
it, you can teach it.
It's unique. That's all I can
It
say.
is. It is. You search for Fandible and you get Fandible. It's not like there's other. It's not a word.
Yes.
Like other people don't have that.
All right. So Hexter goes, did I actually see a squat model on 4K on April Fools, or is it just a giggly?
Oh, that's
no, it's real.
for
It's
you.
I checked it up. It is totally real. Squats are coming back at the probably at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
no, he
squats are
made
coming
us-
back. Although they're called the Fellowship of Audit. I forgot what it's called,
The
but
order of
something like that. But the squats are coming back for 440K.
He made us watch a
I think
video
it's
about the
deep
space
squats don't miss leg day.
Yes, exactly. So I'm kind of super excited. I mean, I'll be honest, I've got issues with Warhammer with Games Workshop right now, but I do love the setting, and
And you
the
do
idea of
love your
squats coming
dwarves.
back makes me very excited because dwarves and Warhammer 40K is a great combination.
Oh, can I see that? Sorry.
Just check it off. Yeah. There
Do
we
I
go.
sound sexier? Good? Okay, great.
You sound less staticky.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so I'm still enticed by this idea of other people's characters.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker.
Well,
What now?
First of all, bye to Disaster Tourism. Thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy your Resident Evil.
See ya.
In the meantime, Dave will try and do something about the audio there.
Yeah.
Also, we are nearing the 2-hour mark. On the other hand, we have 10 viewers. So,
sweet.
you know,
That's pretty dope.
and viewers, this is what you sign in for.
Yep, this is what you
We-
definitely
we
sign
have
in
been-
for.
We have been doing this for a long time,
Mhm.
and we are experts at this. You can tell.
We cannot fix the technology that we work with,
Mm-hmm.
but we can try to work around it.
Most definitely.
And we do.
So, I love the idea of like iconic characters being played by other people.
Mm.
So, Dan,
Yes.
we're gonna start with you.
Are we now?
Pick a character that is in the game you ran, like an important character that you ran, and who would you like to play it? And then that person,
A PC or NPC?
NPC,
Okay.
yeah, has to be an NPC of a game you ran, who between you and I would play it, and then that person talks about what twist they would give, both to narrative, like maybe like it's post-apocalyptic, blah blah blah, but like how they would play it.
Okay, I'm gonna say fuck, I don't remember her name, but from the Demon game, specifically that time that you guys, spoilers, went back in time to try and prevent like the birth of the God Machine.
Right.
That there was a sort of a little girl demon.
Oh, that basically. Oh, the one that trades.
Yeah.
No, the one that was looking at that lollipop.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah. So that one, I would love to see Dave's take on that.
Oh.
That creepy little girl demon.
Holy shit, I don't even remember that one. So we're gonna
Ooh.
say, Dan, explain a little bit more.
I can't. That's about as much as I remember. There was a creepy little girl demon that gave you your mission.
Okay.
Like you were taken, you were brought in to like I think it was like an empty abandoned lot or something like that, in which there was basically one of the little hidden back doors in reality that demon loved so much, and
Go on.
What's happening?
So
anyway, and you went in and because you all worked like as demons, you were part of a cell, etc., etc., and so you had dealt with this was like your first time meeting, I think, your handler or like somebody higher up in the the whole organization than you were. Because again, like the 50s spy cells and everything, like you only knew like the people in your specific cell and like your handler. You didn't know who else worked, etc., etc. So this was one of your first times meeting someone higher up in the organization, and it was in this like extra dimensional space, and it was the demon had the cover. It was using the cover of a little girl like licking a lollipop and just sitting there, but like giving you your missions.
I do remember that at one point you did ask, you made us remember is like how we got our covers was basically getting it from regular people. So basically, at some point, that particular demon, who's a higher up, convinced the little girl to give her part of herself.
Exactly.
Essentially,
that's how all covers work. Like,
exactly.
the whole mythology of demons buying and selling souls is through covers. Like demons approach humans, they offer them like a favor. They're like, "Hey, I'll make you rich," but then eventually, your soul, quote unquote, is belongs to me, and by your soul they mean like your personality, your you as a cover. So then demons take those personalities and use them as covers, which means that one of your handlers at some point in the past made a deal, a devil's deal with a little girl, and ended up with that little girl as his cover.
I would say this is how I would play it: that you met as demons with a little girl, but she wasn't necessarily a demon. She was a resonant echo. And she gave you the job. And the job would be you go into the future and try to stop something cataclysmic. But you also have to find her and keep her alive. And every time you fail and try to do it, she has a different life. And it's the same girl over and over. She's a barista. She's a bartender. She's a CEO. She's a cop.
I like that.
And every time, one of you has to track down Susie and then find her and try to keep her alive, because one of the constants is that she dies.
I dig that.
And she wants to live. She's not necessarily a demon. She is a person who can see the future. And she just wants to be alive.
All right.
I like that.
And now it's your turn to pass that on.
Oh, well, fuck all. Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna say, God, it's too hard with Jesus, because how do I possibly... Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Dan. Harold from Harold and Callisto.
Yep.
Harold is a mage that kind of popped up in the world. Hey, Zeus.
Yo.
What's your take on Harold?
Ooh. My take on Harold from Harold and Callisto. God, that's a toughie. Jesus, you put
You know what? I come swinging haymakers. I don't fucking stop. I don't stop. That's why people view. That's why people tune in. Because office hours is us just rolling up our sleeves, taking down our ties, and then not listening to students, locking the door.
My twist would be a bit more personal, where I would basically say, like, I will play the character as like the reason he travels to different planes is he never wants to go back to Earth, not because it's too mundane, necessarily,
Though it is.
but although it is, it's more like he's terrified to go back. He's done something super bad that you find out over the course of the story, and that if he returns to Earth, would put him in extreme danger. So like if you have a mission to go back to Earth, Harold's like, well, could we like, dude, I don't do anything else. Like, could we fight a fucking dragon? I might die with a dragon. That's better than going back to Earth. Seriously.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. And over the course of the story, I don't know, I stabbed a guy. I don't know what I did in Earth, but it was bad.
Dan, what did he do?
I don't know, man. I mean, he wouldn't want to tell you.
Dan, give me one aspect.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not him. He's the one giving the
Oh
twist.
God, I got it. I almost let a planivore into Earth.
A what?
Planivore, they're the creatures that eat alternate realities.
Oh.
And through maybe it was stupidity, maybe it was arrogance, I almost let that, and a lot of people don't like me for that fact. See, it was stupidity, essentially.
It's Harold. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe Harold is, to borrow a bit from D&D, touched by this thing.
I like that a lot.
And that's why he's a wizard and not some scientist now.
Exactly.
So he's capable of these incredible acts of reality bending things.
Mostly destruction.
Mostly destruction, because like that's how you built him. And I love it. And also, viewers, let us know if you want us to get back to this.
We should at some
It's
point.
been like 6 years.
Yeah.
And we'd love to get back to it. And no, we won't listen back to the other episodes.
No, of course not.
We're just going to.
Yeah, I tried for a continuous story with originally, but like, no, these characters don't do continuous stories very well. No, it's just every new. It's quantum leap.
Yeah.
We're quantum leaping it.
Yep.
But my thing is going to be Rotted Capes. And I want Dan. What is your take on Ghoul?
All right. First of all, a quick second before. I mean, they might be gone by now, but Destroyers Wanted. Again, thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Enjoy your red velvet
see ya.
cheesecake. Ghoul from Rotted Capes. I mean, my take on him would be, so he's in your world, in your game, he's magical.
He
right?
is definitely magical.
Definitely magical. We don't know that much about Ghoul. He's like
Yep.
Mr. McSiplet dude.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't know much. I mean, you do know his backstory, kind of.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he was a conquistador that was cursed. Well, he was supposed to be cursed, but he loved that curse because one of the curses, like, you will never know the touch of a woman. Is like, dude, I'm gay. He didn't know at the time he was,
Yeah.
It was back in the day. You didn't really want to admit that fact, but
Yeah,
he was
just,
totally gay.
He just realized, like, yeah, it doesn't bother me as much as I
Yeah.
thought it was going to.
And also, like, the things that were supposed to be negative, like, you will never know the touch of the environment. So he would never know the sun and the rain upon your face. Like, cool.
Yeah.
What do you want?
It's like, you will never know the taste of food. It's like, oh, I need to lose weight.
I got
So,
weed. I mean, you never say anything about drugs. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so basically made him like an immortal gay man who did not fear carbs.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's the goddamn dream.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it?
Essentially, yes.
My take on him would be more like he's a spirit. Like he's been alive, or he's been in existence for a very, very, very long time. Maybe he himself doesn't quite know how long so it's been lost. Like, there's only so long your memories last. Like, he's one of those, like, I've forgotten more things than you will ever know kind of things. But he is still in corpses. Like, his whole thing is that he is a spirit that keeps possessing the corpses of powerful magic users when they pass.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
So, like, he's been many powerful magic users in the past, and the stories and legends and whatever of, like, liches are basically, it's mostly him. It's like the whole the idea that powerful magic users would, like, keep themselves alive long after death it's him. It's him. He's. They're not. They
Every
die.
time.
They
Yeah.
die. Like powerful magic users die like any man. Like and then I take over their corpses, which are full of juicy magic, and I live off them for a couple hundred years until their magic runs out, and then he's kind of like a spiritual parasite of sorts. And so that's why he goes after, or he doesn't kill them. Like when they die.
Yeah. I mean,
he
you're
takes
not
over,
a
he goes for the
monster. I mean,
corpses.
technically
Yeah.
you are a
Yeah,
monster,
he
but
is,
you're not a
kind of.
monster
But, yeah,
monster.
exactly. And the bodies keep like
Oh.
decaying, which is why like he looks like a ghoul. Sooner or later, like the magic in them runs out, and he needs to find a new powerful magic user.
Question: does he have an association with the zombie virus? Because he takes over bodies once
I mean, he
they're
does,
dead.
but yeah, exactly. That would be something like I don't think he would be able to take over zombified corpses otherwise. Like yeah,
No, but does he have an association? Is he connected to it? Or is that something that would be discovered down the road?
maybe, but I don't see it right now. But I could
Because
see
it is a little weird that during a zombie apocalypse, a guy can take over dead bodies and
Yeah.
survive.
But he's been doing that forever, though. It has nothing to do with the zombie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like that's my point. Is like, because we know nothing about the zombie virus, maybe that's kind of a plot point.
Could be.
Yeah,
If
depending
you
on
ask
the
him,
story,
he'll say,
yeah.
like, no.
Yep.
But also, he has a vested interest in not being the progenitor of the zombie plague. So, like, he would like not to be. So maybe he is.
Fair.
right.
What do we got?
All right, so we got more questions. All right, all right. I'm gonna go play some. Okay, we already said that. Okay. From Hexter, has a character that any of you have played ever evolved to something you generally did not expect?
Oh yeah, Tagos, definitely, definitely Tagos. Tagos was meant to be a disposable character that would die, because mechanically he fucking sucked, and that's we came up with a lot of backstory, but I thought he would die, and I didn't think he would have a redemption arc. Oh wait, no. My fucking character from End of the World.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's your character's name?
Kevin?
Right? Kevin.
Was it
Kevin DeLuca.
Yes, there we go. Yes.
Kevin DeLuca. I didn't think he would be so sympathetic and throughout, and I made a conscious decision to make him gay, which sounds weird, but it's a decision that I made because like it's fun to play a ladies' man and like some sort of like misogynist asshole, but at a point I was like, well, it'd be just as funny if he was just as shitty, but like gay, and that was like an aspect he brought to the friend group, and I didn't think about that when I made him. I didn't think about anything when I made him. I just thought, let's make an asshole fucking Bostonite. And as I played him, I was like, this actually character feels sympathetic and like he's a piece of shit and like he's shitty to anyone who's not his friends.
True.
But like the more I played him, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty. It's kind of fun playing him as a good person, just juxtaposed with his awful and like actions to people not his friend in the apocalypse. And then I was like, well, I don't know, what if he was gay? Because I played so many episodes of that character where he was like, just talking shit about women, and I was like, it's kind of easy to do that. Yeah, so change it up.
I mean, same world actually. Bruce was sort of the same way. Like originally, he was just tough guy, likes to punch things because that's what I originally played with. I knew this character's supposed to die by the end. Fuck it, and I did die for that surf session. You sons of bitches hit me with a car. But as the sessions went up,
the inciting incident for you changing?
Maybe, who knows? But as it evolved, eventually, especially when we introduced my mother, the character's mother, we realized that he was a deeply insecure man who basically like the reason he worked out so much is because he was afraid of doing anything else. Like, I mean, doing push-ups all day, it's not easy, but it's something mindless, I guess. I don't know if that's the best way of describing it. Like, he didn't want to risk doing anything challenging in his life. Like, he could, I mean, being a stripper for him was easy because he was talented when it came to, his body structure was talented when it came to muscles. Like, he was good with the stuff, like things that would challenge his mind or anything like that. He was afraid to do. And that's why he acts the way he does. And also he's a very violent man. That's also an aspect of it. But, he
has a temper.
He has a bit of a temper, but honestly, like, I think a part of him is just afraid of challenging himself. Over the course of the story, you've discovered that about him.
Yeah.
And that's his flaw. And also, all the characters in that End of the World game are flawed in some... Even Jerry. Especially Jerry. Like, we think... for a while, we thought he was a good guy, but, like, let's be honest. He has his problems.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's the thing that is weird.
Jerry's just he's kind of lovable, but he's still a shitbag.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
They're all lovable shitbags, though. Jerry's just kind of cuddly about it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a question about Jerry.
Okay, wait. Let's see here. Okay, that would be cool to see played out. Covers are fun. We're still talking about Demon. One of my PCs was burned, and I had an NPC offer her a cover that worked somewhere he was watching. Great organic leverage moment. Yeah. Okay. Struggle Bus. Strange Talk.
Strange Talk.
Okay.
Strange.
Yeah. Herald by Jesus.
Yep.
Explorers Wanted. Okay. Explorers Wanted saying goodbye. Struggle Bus says, last I knew, Vin Diesel was part of the estate in Strange. Still here for it, but man, it's a wild ride. Hessler goes,
oh my god, that's right.
Yes.
You played it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We introduced Vin Diesel into this universe.
Oh my
I mean, it makes sense if you watch Fast and Furious. It's gotten super. They went to space. Okay, Hexater, does someone keep opening a fridge or something off camera?
Our lighting is a little dim, and the camera keeps trying to adjust for it.
Yep.
Sorry about that. We are experts again, as we have stated. Our lighting keeps like getting dim and brightening. The camera's trying to adjust. I think we need to, everywhere, just the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've been noticing it for a while.
That's fine.
Much we can do about it.
Can we go to pause for like 60 seconds?
Dude, we've been on. Just let's keep it. Let's leave it for later. Don't worry about it.
Next time. That's why I didn't want to say anything
because we know you. Fans, you don't know this, but when it comes to audio and video issues, if there's an issue, David wants to fix it no matter how long it takes.
No, we'll fix it. We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it for next week.
Yeah, we'll fix it for next week.
It's a little dim in here for the camera.
Okay.
The camera's keep trying to adjust.
Yeah. Struggle Bus goes, what's Jerry's redemption arc?
There is he doesn't have one. He hasn't had one.
He doesn't need one.
I mean, he did. I mean, he became a freaking Evangelion pilot.
No, he didn't. He got to the thing and immediately crashed it, costing
one of the hardest
millions.
One of the hardest laughs I've ever had in my fucking life.
Untold millions in damage.
The other day at work, in an empty elevator, thought of that, and the only people who know how fucking hard I laughed is security who watched the video.
That was so fucking fun.
Oh my god! I laughed
before they go, Christian Smith, again, thank you for joining us. Love you too. This was thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed your first office hours ever.
Yep. See ya.
They're this good, but with themes.
Yes. Hey. There we go. And Sky says one of the best end of the world endings ever.
Yep. That wasn't planned. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
I mean,
and then as I'm going in, like, my initial intention was for him to, like, do something, like at least get a good shot in before he died or whatever. And then I realized, like, no, he wouldn't. He's just some, like, he's like some internet gamer. He was doing like VR chat or whatever, like before this. Like, no, in real life, these things are fucking complicated as hell and require basically an advanced engineering degree to pilot.
Yep.
He would crash and die.
So basically you were just a super nerd. Like, I've seen anime. I know how this works. Like, all you need is a strength of will and to scream a lot. That's not how it works.
And the power of friendship. But have you met his friends?
So we got Firestar says what?
Just a note, finish playing End of the World, and then I show up on the stream to hear you talk about End of the World. Just a bit of irony there.
That's fair. That's fair. So,
I mean, isn't it ironic?
Yeah. Don't you think?
Don't you think?
Yep, there we go.
Also, I'm not sure that's irony. I'm sure that's
Stop talking.
None of
Just
that
let it-
is irony.
just let it happen.
Fucking song is wrong.
Just let it happen. It's a
No.
good song.
I mean,
What
the most ironic thing about the song is
That's the point.
I'm still.
You don't know Alanis Morissette's mind. It goes deeper than you think. Isn't it ironic?
thank you for joining us, Firestar 002. You came in at the right time. The entire song is wrong. It will never not be salty about that.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we've been on for about 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
No, wait. But Firestar just joined us.
Okay.
So, in the next 5 minutes, give us something to talk about in the comments, and we will fucking debate the shit out of it.
And go out on that.
Yeah, we'll go out on that.
Go out in a goddamn hailstorm. Hailstorm? Firestorm.
Bulletstorm.
Maelstrom.
There we go.
Maelstrom.
Maelstrom seems like, when you try to explain to a woman how to do a guitar. Anybody?
That is
Anybody?
okay. That's a thing you said.
See what I did there? Though?
Yeah.
See what I did?
Okay, first of all, no. I mean, nice try, Skyside 42, chocolate versus gummies, but one of my favorite goddamn candies in the world is chocolate-covered gummy bears. So, like, they can, and they can coexist. There's
Okay.
no battle to be
Tristan
had.
goes, which pizza or hot dog do you secretly like more than the New York style?
Ooh.
Okay, I got this. I mean, look, on my stream last night, I was bitching about how like New York City has been rough lately, and it's, you know what, New York City, you gotta win me back, and one of the ways you're gonna have to win me back is making your pizza better than Detroit style. I really like Detroit style. I think I like it better than New York style.
What's Detroit style?
Detroit style is like it's also thin, right? It's a thin crust, but it's crispier. They tend to cut it into little squares instead of slices.
Interesting.
But it's hard to describe. It's very similar to New York, but it's more of a crispy take on pizza, rather than sort of the floppiness that most New York thin crust tends to have.
All right.
So, and I really like the times I've tried it, I have really enjoyed it, and I think I might like it more than New York style.
Okay, you're a traitor.
I am. I'm a traitor to my people.
I'm gonna say,
but New York has to win me back. It's been rough lately.
I'm gonna say that everybody's gonna know. We've all heard this, but Portland, Maine has better pizza than New York City.
Holy shit!
Ooh.
Portland, Maine has better pizza than New York City. New York City has more pizza. It has much more pizza.
I mean, it has a
but
lot of everything.
Portland, Maine has better. When I left in 2003, 2004, it has better pizza than New York City. It can replicate New York City style, the flatbread style. It has flatbread. Shout out to Flatbread on Commercial Street. It has so much good fucking pizza there. And then I moved here, and you know what? It's fine. It's fucking fine. But I've never had better pizza than I did in my hometown. Portland, Maine has better pizza than New York City. Suck a fat dick. New York City pizza, you cannot beat the scrappy underdogs of Portland fucking Maine. Jesus.
Well, I know this is going to be a little hard for you guys to debate on this fact, but I like any pizza with dough, tomato sauce, cheese,
Wait, what?
and, on occasion,
What?
toppings.
Crack open.
Because, truth be told, as long as they say pizza and they put something that's like pizza in front of me, I will eat it. I'm not very... when it comes to pizza, I don't care.
It's hard to do pizza wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
possible.
I mean, it's hard to fuck up pizza. So, like, I'm sure there's different styles, and I'm sure everyone has their artistic taste when it comes to pizza. I just like pizza, man. I don't care what style it is. If it's pizza, I'm gonna eat it. So the New York debate doesn't really bother.
Except, of course, for Chicago deep dish, which is a casserole.
That is
pizza.
that's fucking pudding. Fuck that
God.
shit.
Exactly.
No, it's a casserole.
It's
a
like I was gonna
casserole.
say, it's very hard to do pizza wrong, but
Except
you
for
can
Chicago style.
witness Chicago style.
Well
deep
done,
dish.
Chicago, you fucked it up.
Exactly.
Also, what's with the hot dogs? What? Have you seen a Chicago-style hot dog?
I've not.
Oh, look it up. Go Google. People, I mean, I'm assuming people have, but if not, go Google Chicago-style hot dog.
Unless you're from Chicago, in which case
presumably,
you know.
in which case, please answer in the chat. Show me on the picture where the hot dog touched you. Where did it hurt you? What did a hot dog do to you, the people of Chicago, that you felt the need to inflict what that is onto this poor dog? Look, Chicago, you're a great town. I spent like the better part of like a week and a half there last year, mostly in a hotel room. Long story, and it was fine. It was fine. You had some great foods. Neither one of them was the hot dog or the casserole. So just saying. I've declared war on Chicago. Now. That's the problem.
I've declared war on our hometown.
I mean, fair.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Do we have any more comments to get through before we close out?
Let's see. Yeah, shots fired. Get the mayor on the line. Yo, get the mayor on the line. Eric Adams. I've got a few things to tell you.
Yeah, it has
oh boy.
nothing to do with pizza.
Nothing to do with pizza. But we do need to have words. Hell yeah, pizza from Sky Sark. And I think on that, we're going to head out.
Yep, see you guys there.
For those of you who joined us late, thank you. We are going to, one last time, play our promo for next week. And we will be back, barring any surprises, next week around the same time. Thank you as always for joining us. Well, we might do other streams during the week as well, but office hours is our anchor. And we will be back next week. Gentlemen.
I've been Dave.
I've been Jesus.
And I've been Dan. Farewell, folks.
Yep.
Take care. Oh, man, good point.
Didn't say anything.
Saved by the Bell was a great show. Did they ever come out with an RPG for that?
How would they even do that?
I bet we could find one that fits. The 90s were rad, man.
So, that's this week's topic, huh?
Yep.